Were locked at the Chatterley Whitfield Mining Museum at Tunstall. The management worked hard to raise £21,000 to keep the museum open for a further year as part of a financial rescue plan. Unfortunately, it's still £9,000 short of the target. Problems began when the deep mine was closed and fewer tourists visited the site. Chatterley Whitfield was the first mine in Britain to produce one.
The mining museum in North Staffordshire has shut its gates to the public and gone into liquidation. It was run by a charitable trust, but the closure looks like costing council taxpayers in Stoke-on-Trent at least £100,000. The council, which has backed the museum with more than £250,000 over the years, is now being accused of letting it go under for the sake of a few £1,000s.
The pithead clock could clearly be heard where, until yesterday, chattering schoolchildren looked forward to their first visit to a coalface.
So where we see where we are with these people we're going to be talking to.
The liquidator is hoping a buyer can be found. He brought his own family round recently and, like 45,000 people a year, enjoyed the chance to go underground. Since it opened in 1979, it's had its share of awards, but suffered from a lack of investment and marketing.
I've been contacted by two parties, one of which is a commercial organisation, one of which isn't, with a view to coming up here to talk about me, about taking on the site. But whether that's going to come to anything or not, I can't say at the moment.
Does it look viable without public money being put into it?
Well, it certainly hasn't been viable in the past without public money being put into it, but if you had the right sort of operator, I suppose it could be.
10 staff have been made redundant, 35 volunteers, many former miners, have been told they won't be needed. Jim Hutchinson, until yesterday the museum's director, believes they still have plenty to offer.
Obviously we want somebody to get the damn doors open again. There's people ringing up asking to go down the pit. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to sort of shut the gates on people. We're a visitor centre and we're still in demand. So, you know, let's get the damn gates back open.
Rents from tenants on site, this one healthy but others lost to the recession, have halved in a year. And Stoke City Council, in the past a generous backer, drew the line at propping up the mine still further when the chairman of the trustees, himself a former city council leader, couldn't secure the last £9,000 of a funding package.
For £9,000? Well, not for £9,000 really. All I wanted was a guarantee for the overdraft. It could mean the minimum they could be responsible for is £130,000. It just defies logic, in my view, that that step has been taken.
The council's debt now includes a £75,000 overdraft guarantee and a £25,000 loan. This at a time when Staffordshire Tech was considering £400,000 of investment in the museum. Some staff are angry at the council's priorities.
I think that Stoke-on-Trent sees that the pottery heritage is worth protecting and that the coal heritage is not, particularly in view of the adverse publicity that the mining industry has had recently.
It's not lost on those who've worked here that with the closure of so many working pits, the heritage and history of the mining industry should be more important than ever. The pit ponies couldn't offer their opinion. Their silence was matched by city council leaders, who issued a statement explaining their cash commitment over the years, but wouldn't be interviewed about the authorities' attitude to the closure.